Welcome to Movie and a Beer, everybody. This is Dan bringing us in, and we have a really cool and amazing film to talk about, and some amazing friends that are hanging out doing it with us.
This is Blake, your Jack Black expert. The film we're going to talk about today, he has a personal connection to because his mother helped with stuff in the movie. Well, with Apollo 13. Okay. But we're not talking about Apollo 13.
Yeah.
This is Randall, corporal punishment expert.
Oh, Jesus.
He has several paddles on his wall.
I love a good paddling.
Amato, I don't know. Just, yeah.
Don't you tell.
No paddling here. All right. So we watched this really incredible, well, I guess it's animation because it's rotoscoped or
That's a style of animation.
It's a style of animation. So it's live acted and then converted to animated. It's actually not that. There's some filtering you can do in After Effects just to make it happen, but I'm sure they're using an Avid or something more complex to do the editing on. But again, it's just a filtering thing, and then they color correct it, and it's kind of interesting because they actually use what appears to be a digitized and then rotoscoped version of actual like TV shows and media. There's screens on the TV. There's album covers. There's like newspaper clippings and stuff, and it looks really interesting. So this film is called Apollo 10.5, and this was a space age childhood. And Otto was nice enough to recommend it, and we're hanging out watching it. And this is Richard Linklater. We had just talked briefly a moment ago about this is sort of his childhood ode. He's done period pieces over the years about the different decades of his life. And this one is literally just telling the story of his childhood at that point in time when the Apollo mission was landing on the moon.
1969. For time context, because I forgot for a second.
Yeah. I wasn't alive at the time, so I don't have any context to it other than what I've seen on TV and reruns.
What's weird is Otto was.
I know, right?
Otto's eternal.
Time traveler. He went back and saw it. And I believe this is available on Netflix right now, or it was when it came out a couple of years ago. So check it out if you can find it. We did, for the adults in the room, imbibe in a couple of beverages that were gathered at John's Marketplace the other day. One was from Roses by the Stairs, and that was a West Coast Pilsner. And then the other is QWERTY IPA from Binary Brewing. And we're going to talk about those in a little bit. They were pretty decent. They didn't distract from the film, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Apollo 10.5. Do you have, Otto, some thoughts on this movie as I don't know, it's more like a autobiographical visualized story than not?
Yeah, it's kind of like Richard Linklater's version of the Fablemans, because that's a Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
And like that's like about his earlier childhood. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Did you
Starting strong.
Start. Have
good point.
As far as the way it was presented, the animation style, was that distracting or not?
No. My favorite Richard Linklater film, and one of my favorite films of all time, Waking Life, was also in this rotoscope animation. I think it's one of the better ways to like kind of present a film in animation.
It almost feels like one of his toolkit, one of the tools in his tool belt thing.
Yeah, this is like
he did this, that one, Scanner Darkly, like varying degrees of success, but it seems like he really likes rotoscoping.
Mm-hmm.
I was mentioning to Randall, like, I kind of like it. My biggest, not gripe, I like, and as a whole, it looks really cool. I love you see like real people moving vibe, but I feel like it never really captures the emotion on the face all that well. There was one or two scenes where like the oldest daughter had like, it was over like ice cream. And I commented like, I can really feel how she's like feeling and moving. She looks really, like a natural human.
Some of the visuals were reflective. They captured that in the animation on the screen pretty well.
Yeah, but
other times it was kind of like weird amorphous, like, oh, they don't really look like that in person, but okay.
Like I've seen shows where they do it for comedic effect, where the face doesn't look correct at all because that's the joke of the scene. But here it worked mostly well. But I thought I didn't really capture a lot of emotion from what I could say, in my personal opinion.
Felt like one long commercial for the 60s.
It kind of did.
It's like, I'm gonna name everything that I noticed that I loved when I was a kid in the '60s. Here are all the board games.
Here's all the board games, the
here's
TV
everything.
shows. Here are the movies we went to.
He sure mentioned a lot of shit.
Yeah.
There was a lot
The
of
music
product,
too. Yeah.
music,
Mhm,
product
mhm.
placement, and so again, it felt to me like that was purposeful. Like he really just wants to have that because it doesn't exist yet. Like there's no one that's made a film that really just breaks it down. Like this was what I experienced in this decade while I was this age, and it's funny because those of us that are a little bit older are like, yeah, I grew up in the 70s, and that's a lot of the same stuff we had to eat and the same routines we did and the same things you did because it was pre-computer age. You went outside, your parents kicked you out, you came in when it got dark. When the street lights came on, you knew it was time for dinner. And that gets brought up, and then in both the narration portion of it, and the narrator isn't the same voice and the same actor as the young kid who's being portrayed on the screen primarily. So that's, I think, also the last movie we just did also kind of talks about that quite a bit about there's a narrator, and does the film rely on the narration too heavily? What do you think about that?
I mean, as someone who isn't the biggest fan of narration in movies or breaking the fourth wall and things like that, I think it does a pretty good job at that, even though the majority of this movie is that, which I think is pretty nice. And it's kind of just someone's talking to you. I know that's what all narration is like, but this one is like a conversation, you know?
If you're gonna have a narrator, Jack Black's a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a pretty decent, like, grew up in Houston kind of accent, like not jokey heavy, but enough twang to be like, I could see him being. I mean, he was born there. I guess.
So the thing is the family had moved there, so they weren't native to it, but they grew up in it, and they had moved there pretty recently. So
that's right.
They didn't have a heavy Texan accent, which I think some of the kids and stuff who probably were more from there longer probably had that. But yeah, I mean, I didn't hear any accent at all from anyone in the film that spoke, or at least heavy Texas accent.
Maybe I caught more of his because I feel like it was a little overdone, a little extra narration than we needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still really liked it. It felt very, I think Randall said conversational, like when you guys said conversational, it was a good descriptor of it. And Linklater is really good about like getting you in that headspace of, well, here's where you are. Like every time I watch Dazed and Confused, I'm back in high school going, yeah. I mean, I wasn't growing up in the 70s, but still that feeling of summer, like kicking off, school letting out, everyone kind of get up to their own devices. Like, yeah, I'm fully there. Like,
he's a director of vibes.
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all just this one long vibe.
Yeah.
So as far as that dialogue and that continual narration on top of the story, and you knowing that plot spoil, like the whole part of it being 10.5 is him imagining going through the process of becoming an astronaut because he wants to be an astronaut, and then going to space, and then going through all the simulations and all the training and stuff as summer camp. I think that was a great way of doing that without making it unbelievable, but it's like he's still, it's fun because he's sitting there in the living room with the family while it's happening, and then he's imagining himself being the one landing and going through that process. Is that, what do you think of that process on storytelling? Is that something that is believable enough as someone who is, you're young, you can imagine things like that. You can imagine yourself doing things. Does that seem plausible to you that this kid, because you have to remember, no computers. I mean, it's all just like you play with stuff, physical stuff. And so your imagination has to be kind of the rule of law at that point when you're a kid. You just have to imagine.
Yeah, I think that's like a pretty realistic thing. You know, I've definitely had dreams similar to that, where I've like gone climbing Mount Everest or, stuff like that. So, and I think that that whole 10.5 space mission was just like an excuse for Richard Linklater just to make a movie about his childhood, like his earlier childhood. Because I feel like if you were to market it as just the 60s and nothing else, like no space or sci-fi involved, would have kind of just been a bit boring and just nothing out of it. But
how do you think you would have done in the 60s as a 12-year-old?
I thought you meant like on the moon.
Yeah, how do you think you'd have done?
There's no air.
Yeah. No, but like looking at those kids who are your age, do you feel like, yeah, I could totally imagine myself as like making forts and blowing shit up and
Making your own
driving in the
fireworks.
back of making
Charging
your own
older
fireworks,
kids for pinball games.
and driving in the back of pickup trucks, going 70 on the
God.
freeway. And
I mean, I could
like,
definitely,
what do you think that would have been like for you? Do you think you like?
I would have been exactly like that movie.
Like
because I would
that?
have been because I
What
would
if
have been
your
in that.
childhood was like that right now? You think you'd be like, yeah,
Then
totally.
we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here
sure.
right now
they,
because
they didn't have podcasting back then.
Do you feel
Correct.
nostalgic for it, even though you didn't experience it?
Oh yeah, it's
What-
like
what
it's one
was-
of the. It's Richard Linklater does a great job at making the viewer nostalgic for an era they weren't even born in or alive in.
hard
like
agree with
Days
that.
Confused.
And when did you feel the nostalgia in this film?
What do you mean?
Like, when did you feel like, oh yeah, I missed that, but didn't really experience
Kind of
it?
like when they're like just listening to movies and like the Sound of Music scene, for example.
Sound of
like,
Music, going to the movies.
Yeah, going to the movies. and
Yeah,
stuff
how about like the theme parks? 'Cause you've been to Disneyland a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I felt nostalgic for when the dad would carry one of the kids. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember being like that age, and like my dad would pick me up and like carry me because I'd fallen asleep somewhere.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
yeah. That's
yeah,
pretty
my
good.
parents would never have done that.
No?
Smack you, get to bed.
They push you out of the car, like, out of the car.
Yeah.
I felt nostalgic when I saw the Netflix logo. No, it was the
Streaming. Oh, yes.
it was the droning in school. Like I didn't, not nostalgic in a way of like I miss that, but like I remember being in a 3-part group having to read at my section while everyone's just kind of just leaning on their hands.
Yeah.
Like I just gotta sit through this. Like that's whew,
Is that something you
surreal.
have had done? Have you
Yeah.
done that before where you're sitting there and you have to
They
talk
read-
about a
They read,
subject?
they read off
and-
laptops now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but
I
still.
like the projector.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like the 60s are kind of happening again now in the 20s? Do you feel like
What is old is new again?
Yeah, do you feel like
A
we're
little
kind of going
bit.
through social unrest?
Him mentioning the social
Technological
unrest
change.
and it's just being kids. Like kind of just
Yeah.
sort. It's like kind of a cycle, really.
Yep, totally a cycle.
Happens all the time. Like in the 90s, there's a big push of like, oh man, we're gonna save the planet, and now we have like phones that could possibly fit in your pocket and all this stuff. And
I remember when we went from a rotary dial to a touch dial or to a touch beep, 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 and it all had different notes.
did you also
Different
play
sounds.
music on?
Yes, we
accidentally
did.
call people.
Accidentally,
Yeah.
yes. You could do that.
Heck yeah.
Party lines and all. It really existed.
I think
Don't-
I did
don't believe
the
the hype.
bomb drill where we
Yes.
I think I remember that once when I was like,
We did a tornado drill more than a bomb
Tornado
drill.
drill?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're in I grew up in Nebraska,
Midwest.
so the Midwest tornadoes. We
All
didn't
the
really
time.
worry about bombs. It was all about
maybe it was
tornadoes.
earthquake. I don't remember. I was first grade.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think we did
Earthquake
that under the
drill.
desk, but I'm sure we had other stuff that was like, what? As a kid, I'm sitting there like, why are we even doing this? It's whatever. I don't care.
Well, maybe on a more important note, we should talk about how we didn't go to the moon.
Because
And this film, obviously, it was about
Hard-
us not going to the moon.
Hard pivot into a
Yeah.
moon conspiracy.
well, it was nice
podcast.
because they had the relative come over who's all about the
Exactly,
JFK really didn't die. He's a
the-
vegetable.
The mom's mom.
Yeah.
Who loved that run. Of
Grandma
just,
be crazy.
Mom, you have to stop. I can't stand it anymore. Just waving her cigarette. I think there was one scene, and it was when they were landing, I think, or when they launched for the moon. The mom wasn't smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
The
she
one
was
scene.
smoking.
There's
And there was a
one scene
lot of
she was-
smoking. There was a lot of
Yeah.
adult smoking
just-
going
that was-
on all over.
Drinking while you drove.
Drinking while you're driving, man, because
Yeah.
it wasn't illegal unless you were drunk.
Good times.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who still
What
believe
is
that.
taken from us?
What? It's un-American.
You're
Dare
not,
they?
if you haven't fallen out of the
Biggest-
back of a pickup, you haven't lived.
Exactly.
I'm alive now, and I haven't fallen on the back of a pickup. I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
Riding down the road, throwing beer cans at things. Yeah, I've done that before, and it's not something I want to admit to, but I've done it before.
What movie should they rotoscope and remake? I'm thinking The Godfather. I like to see The Godfather.
no.
rotoscope.
Ooh,
Sound of
fun.
Music.
That's
I want to see the
Sound
Sound
of
of Music
Music,
rotoscope
yeah.
The
because
entire thing.
the entire thing. Just read it, throw that thing through a freaking filter on After
Seriously,
Effects or
right?
something, and just make it happen.
I don't
Yeah.
want to see it, but I'd be curious to see what Terminator 2 Judgment Day would look like with
Oh,
Okay.
that would be
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Just all
something more
wa-
current.
Pretty
all
good.
warbly, all weird looking.
All right.
Koyaanisqatsi.
Koyaanisqatsi.
Fantastic. One of
You
those
haven't
like
even
weird.
seen it.
Yeah, I've seen. I know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of those weird psychedelic movies.
No,
That
okay.
would
From-
be,
Yeah,
that actually
yeah.
would probably work the best.
There's a Czech film named Daisies that I'm sure you guys haven't heard of, but
No.
that
I
would be.
love the
yeah.
excitement you just in your eyes. You're like, this is check called Daisy's like, mag to my letterbox.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's like that would be perfect for rotoscope animation.
I hope that with AI this year we can just do that to all of our
Shoot,
shows.
you know what?
There's just like a filter for everything.
2001: Space Odyssey.
Maybe,
Just the
Yeah.
full thing.
Just
There's a
do the
whole
rest of
psychedelic
it.
side
Yeah,
portion
but
at the back
if
end.
Kubrick was alive, he would not want people to do
That's
that to his
true.
movie.
How would Kubrick do the rotoscoping, you think?
he wouldn't?
He wouldn't.
He would
Think
make
he
an
would?
entirely different movie.
I'd like to see him make an animation.
I mean, too late.
I mean, is it though?
Didn't he do something?
though?
on animation?
Can't you just
With
chat
AI,
GTP
yeah,
that? You can't just say,
exactly.
hey,
Yeah.
make a
Something with
movie
animation.
based on a
I
Kubrick
must be thinking
Yeah.
of someone
I don't
else.
think so.
standpoint. But the thing is, what period of Kubrick? Because he went through changes and focused on different things during different periods.
See Doctor
That's
Strange
fine.
11 in
Lolita in color and in roller scope too. That would also be.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You heard it first here. Make it so. When you have all that money
Yeah.
in a fancy computer,
Yeah, nerds do
make
the
it
work.
so.
Yeah. Figure it out.
It's only how many how you yelled at me the other day about using AI and you're like how many fish did I just kill?
Bottles of water, man.
Bottles of water did I just kill?
Generative AI drinks a lot of drinkable water.
Oh, it's only when it's only the training part. The post what you're doing on chat doesn't use any water. Yeah, it doesn't.
Well, somebody has to do it first
Yeah.
though.
Somebody has to do it first. They have to pre-train the damn things, and then it takes the water. But
Yeah.
Just
so
do it yourself.
so your thoughts? So this film came out a few years ago and AI was sort of starting and
oh yeah,
do you
22,
think
yeah.
do you think that this film would have benefited as the animation was definitely discernible between certain parts that were
Yeah.
they took something that was already recorded and they just flipped it into they ran it through a filter versus actually live action film that was
Right.
recently done and then rotoscoped. You could really tell. I could really tell. I mean, it was pretty easy to spot. But maybe
Yeah.
was that done purposely instead of
I think
trying to
so.
cut it up into?
I almost kind of wish he showed the stuff that actually happened as like live action.
live action. Yeah,
Like I wish
kind
they
of-
did that. I wish they did, and like yeah.
That was some of my favorite footage when they were doing like JFK.
Well, I imagine they went for it because you're seeing it through the filter of his memory of his
Memory
nostalgia.
of it,
Exactly.
yeah.
They saw that on TV.
But I kind of want to see a cut where they don't do that with the things that actually happen, just to see what it feels like. Because then I don't know. I feel like it'd be a gelling of your memory and their memory together, going, "Oh yeah, I remember this just like this too."
Yeah.
And the parents even say that towards the end of the film. He might have fell asleep, but he's going to remember it how he wants to remember
Exactly.
it. And
Oh,
so
yeah,
I think
totally.
that is the closing line in the director's admission to the audience, saying, "This is what I remember. This is how it was for me. This is how I hoped it would be." Or I might have embellished, but I have those memories of sitting around the TV in the morning and or late at night with my siblings, and we're all watching whatever, and there's a fight because there's only 3 channels you get. This is pre-cable. I'm like, you gotta adjust the ears. We had a black and white big ass TV in our basement, but it was black
It
and
was a
white.
TV with a big butt.
It was really, really big tube TV, and you had to put aluminum foil
Oh no.
different rabbit ears, and because it was in a basement, so it wasn't even like it had to. The signal had to go through wood.
So the foil was supposed to help enhance the
Yeah.
signal. Because we had a rabbit ears for up until I was maybe 7 or 8. Because I remember Dad being up on the porch roof yelling, "How's it look?" And I'm like, "Nothing yet." No, he has to go
to
the
turn
he has to go
it a
outside.
different
Yeah, yeah.
direction
We
a
didn't
little
have
bit.
We didn't have
Yeah.
rabbit ears. We had the
Oh,
next
man.
step.
Yeah. This house that I moved into that we're sitting in right now had that has a big pole that goes up and it had an antenna on it. I cut it down. But it had an antenna that you could move
Dang.
because I'm back in the day. I mean, this house is
Yeah.
100 years old, and back in the 20s and 30s, I mean, they didn't have TV then, but when they had TV, the only people who were living in this house, that's what they put in.
I think the movie did a good job of explaining to everyone of any age range, here's what it was like
Yeah.
in as few words as possible. It didn't go on about, and then they did this with this, and like the beer can tab thing. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
So them just showing how frugal his dad was by just hiding the tab, and then there's just the cut to the parking lot covered in them, just saying slice your feet up.
Well,
They did a great job of
yeah,
that.
the can opening tabs that we have today is more of a recent invention. The 60s and 70s and 80s, it was a pull tab, so you literally pulled a part of the can off instead of now where you're just pushing in a part of the can that's been cut. The lid to the
Much
to the
more
can
civilized.
itself. This is why they invented this, because it's like then you don't have something to throw away that's separate.
Where's our biopic for that?
I know, right?
write that here.
Where's Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola needs to
Oh, did
sponsor
they do
that?
that?
I don't know, but they need to
Who
sponsor that
invented that?
film.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to, because it seems like it makes sense. It's like, here's something that we can do to keep the packaging together and not have it be a separate thing. And that's the whole reason he brought it up, which is kind of weird. But yes, I remember.
Well, there's mostly just
Yule.
about like all the things. That's just one thing that stood out of like him getting across. Like, here's what it's like. Here's what it's like, in such a well written, succinct manner that then just let you feel the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Made me wish I grew up in Texas in the
Yeah.
1960s.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry,
I mean,
just,
yeah,
sorry, I hear
they-
Texas, I get gross.
It was hot. They went to the
And
swimming
humid.
pool. All right. So have you been to a public swimming pool before?
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, we had some good times at the
I mean,
Southwest
there's definitely
Community
times.
Center.
Yes. So
I mean, I've swam through my share of Band-Aid film swimming
Yeah.
pools.
So can you imagine if you were the age you are now, and or a couple of years later, having the opportunity to work for the city or the county and actually work at the swimming pool and be the person responsible for cleaning it after everyone leaves and spraying it down and cleaning all? Yeah, imagine that
What's the
job.
salary? I mean,
It's minimum wage.
You
You're a young
saying
kid.
salary is hilarious. It would not
It
be.
is less.
It's
You're-
hourly.
You're part of your payment
Paid
is
by
you
an
don't
hour.
ever have to pay to go to the pool. You don't ever have to pay because you're an employee of the pool, and that's part of the trade off.
Mhm.
I did that for 2 summers when I was in junior high with my brother. My older brother and I we got hired together because he's 2 years older, and so it was like adult supervision. But yeah, we would show up at the end of the shift, swim as long as we wanted to. Everyone would leave, and our job was to literally we'd hook up the hoses and just spray everything down. Literally just spray everything. And it was just like that wasn't my job. So it's like public pools, and I know a lot about that. And like, recognizing when the chlorine is way too higher not to swim because the person
man.
mixing it and throwing it in didn't know what they were doing, or
lot
Didn't
of trips
care.
home in the car with just bloodshot red eyes.
yeah, not so fun. Even private pools, I mean, if you're not careful, or even hot tubs, you can over chlorinate the crap out of those. The gym does that a lot too. But I digress.
Didn't
So-
take nostalgic.
Having been to a public pool, there are a number of shots here at the public pool that they had there. Did they represent what public pools are effectively from your standpoint? Or is
Do you
it
remember
not
going
like
to a
that?
public pool?
I have like few memories of public
Few
pool.
memories.
Like not too many.
Not too many.
So I don't know if I have a say. If I
Did you like this?
I might be a better candidate for that question, but go back to
I was
the
gonna.
question you're
I was
asking.
gonna. Did you like this in the second viewing? This is the second time we've watched
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I meant to
Yeah.
ask you guys if you've seen it before. Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So I on like the car right here, I was like, I don't know. I know I'm gonna love it still, but I don't know if I'm gonna love it as much. And I think I actually liked it more this watch.
Really?
I don't know. I think I appreciated how he
Do you feel like this explains his style at all to you? Like, oh, now I get why he makes these films like
Yeah,
Dazed and
totally.
Confused or Boyhood.
I think definitely maybe more this era.
You know, I'm thinking.
his-
I'm thinking about it. Like I'm guessing this is based on his life, right? Like this is his childhood. And
some
this-
yeah.
trivia was saying it was loosely
It's-
based on his upbringing.
and he has like a ton of siblings. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Probably. It didn't say how specific it was.
Interesting. I wonder, like, so every time I think of a Richard Linklater movie, I just think of like a bunch of different random things happening. And I have a couple siblings, and I'm thinking like maybe that's where he gets it from. Because when you have older siblings, I feel like just like random stuff's happening all the time, and you're like drawn into these different stories, and you're not really the narrator because you're just a young kid.
Which is a spectator.
You're just a spectator, right? And so I feel like every one of his films is like, oh, you're just kind of like a spectator, just sort of like floating on the wind,
That-
like
especially for like Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused, or
Just, like,
his
hang out
other
with
movies, or
stuff.
even like Boyhood. Anyways,
I agree. I think it was really successful in doing that.
Yeah.
And the approach of, if you think about it in that way, having older siblings and younger siblings, it was
It's just
chaos,
constantly
24/7
chaos.
chaos.
Yeah, it's
and
like all the
everybody
time.
helped everyone. And yes, growing up, everyone had a job. You had to go out and pull weeds or
Yeah.
water or help pull the vegetables or do whatever.
and you're just kind of along for the ride.
You
You're
are,
like,
'cause
what's
you're-
happening
you're-
today? I don't know.
And it was kind of interesting. They didn't have like a big. She had a flower bed. There were flower beds and stuff, which there was a lot of around where I grew up. But we also had a big garden and a lot of different vegetables and even fruit trees. And it's like you could tell what time of year it was by what everybody's doing. They're
Yeah.
picking the fruit and canning the fruit and you freezing
Yeah.
it or whatever. Or out there just picking weeds and helping.
There's a sense of like community in all of his films.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there's no real like strong.
It's just, like, such a big ensemble.
It's an ensemble. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I don't know. I just realized that. Maybe that's why his films were like that.
Yeah.
Because he was a sibling.
Yeah.
Big family, chaos. I want to live next to a rocket field. What's it called? NASA?
NASA.
Yeah, I want next to
Yeah.
SpaceX.
What's that little business called?
What's that little business? I think they're out of
NASA.
business. Aren't they out of business?
National
Little mom and pop
Aeronautics
shop.
Administration.
I work near the airport. You don't.
It's noisy 24/7.
It's gnarly when
No.
through the warehouse seat
Oh, man.
roof we can hear some whatever like jet going over.
Do you guys want to go to space?
No,
No?
Kind
Like-
of.
I get motion sickness,
Oh, really?
and like I can't do upside down rides
No.
or roller coasters or anything. So
So
the
you're like
last
that.
thing I want to be is weightless.
See, I'm a tough boy,
Yeah.
not like Dan, so I can do it. But I also don't love flying standard.
Okay,
Mm.
I imagine going to space is worse, but I do want to
Yeah.
be weightless. That sounds really
so
interesting. Just
have you ever
float
done
around.
diving? Have you ever gone like actual diving, not snorkeling?
No,
where
I
you're
haven't
actually
done
breathing underwater.
snorkeling. Why the hell would I do that? There's monsters in the ocean.
Well, you can do it in a swimming
There's
pool.
aliens in the ocean.
The Kraken is in the ocean.
Kraken,
Dan.
octopus.
So
Octopi.
weightlessness is also similar to as
Squids.
they talk about in the movie.
aliens.
Godzilla.
Part of the training is underwater
Aliens.
because it's less. There's less chance of an accident happening. It can still happen, but you're not going to burn up because it's underwater. So training underwater and being weightless, yes, I would do that. I'm PADI certified. I know how to open
I
water
can do
dive.
that, but I want to go to
long
space
time
and be
ago.
weightless.
I don't want to go to space. I have zero interest in being in the air and being up there because there's so little things you're in control of. You're at the mercy of the technology.
But if you're going to go,
How much?
going in space seems like a good way to go.
I suppose.
That guy in Metropolis
Not
will
boring.
take care of me. Superman watches for everybody.
Yeah,
that's
I
true.
know.
That's the super real man that exists.
Okay, so Otto, being the young person at the table, do you think you're ever going to go to space or at least be weightless at some point in your life, like that high up in altitude?
Do you want to?
I don't.
Do you?
I mean, I don't. If I become an astronaut, sure, but I don't need to.
I think technically
I
you
don't-
become an
yeah.
astronaut when you go to space.
Yeah.
You're not like
Doesn't-
an
doesn't
astronaut
matter if you're
unless you go to
trained.
space. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't want to. And like, if I no.
No,
Short answer, no.
That's fair.
Doesn't
That's
appeal to
fair.
you?
That's a good
I
answer.
mean, if I don't know, it would be nice to, but I don't want to be like.
there's not a lot going
I don't
on
want
up
to
there.
spend millions of dollars just to be in space for a few minutes. You know.
You don't want to be. You don't want
That's a
to.
good point, actually.
Yeah.
That's a really good call. I take back my answer. I don't want to go to space.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people who are doing it now as space tourism.
Mm.
Like Katy Perry, that was
Katy
a.
Perry,
She
yeah.
didn't even technically go to space. She just.
No, she was weightless for a
God, that
period of
happened a
time.
while ago too.
Yeah.
I forgot about
no,
that.
there was a mission where they had an all female.
And Jeff Bezos is.
You
You
wife.
shouldn't
Yeah.
call it a mission. That's diminishing
Mission.
actual missions.
They actually went
We're
up.
actually going to do work
Uh,
and not promote fake stuff.
well, yeah, that happens. Welcome to America.
Welcome to Space America. Space
Yeah.
America.
Have you guys
Ooh,
seen
dibs.
these there's this company that puts mirrors into space, these little satellites, and you can now rent sunlight when it's dark.
What?
Yeah, so like you can pay like $400 or whatever it is dollars a minute, and they'll turn their little satellite, and it will point it directly to your little region on Earth where it's dark.
That's
Amazing.
crazy.
That's
dude.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
insane. They can just light up a city and be like, oh yeah, they
That feels like someone from the
Satellite.
Pacific Northwest said, please do this.
please seriously,
Well,
right?
it has to get through the
Yeah.
clouds.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, if you're out there in Texas where it's big open flat plains or
Yeah.
the Southwest desert, yeah. But if you're in the mountains or yeah, it's going to be cloudy and or weird. Lots of,
Oh
you
man,
know,
I'm ready for the sunshine.
yeah.
There's some this morning, and I was devastated to have to be at
That's
work.
Oh, yeah.
So out of all of, say, the TV shows and the music that they had, what stood out the most? What do you remember?
and
what,
the board
drew-
games.
And the board games.
Mm.
Because they played games. They played Bobbin for Apples and all kinds of other
Well, they
stuff.
played like Operation and Monopoly and all that business.
Yeah. What stood out for everybody?
The music stood out most to me. 'Cause a lot of the songs in this film I just listened to. Like like there's
The monkeys. You big
Yeah.
monkey fan?
no there's just such I mean they're fine. I was
That's
listening
a
to
monkey.
them.
Johnny Cash.
But
Oh, the
no,
Johnny
I know
Cash, yeah.
his
Janis
daughter,
Joplin.
though. No, but Dick Cavett. No, I watched a lot of Dick,
Dick Cavett.
But
Oh yeah, yeah.
my favorite
yeah.
musician. But I think there's just a lot of like little gems in this film that I listen to a lot. Like Walk Away, Renee. If you're listening, that's a good song.
Or that one song
Come
where
on down to my boat,
Valeria sounds like a prescription drug. What's her name?
Valerie.
Valerie. Is it Valerie?
Valerie. Yeah,
Is it
no.
Valerie?
I thought it was
I thought it was
crazy,
Valeria.
No,
You
Valerie.
think of Valerian of 1,000 Planets or
That's what
whatever that
happens
movie
when you
was.
drink beer when you watch a movie.
That's true. I forgot about that segment. I'm curious if the picture of those girls with the names are like from a yearbook from when Linklater was a kid.
I
or
wouldn't
what.
be surprised if
Yeah,
that
I
was
wouldn't
the
either.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems legit.
The
Music
shows.
or shows, the TV shows.
I watched all those TV shows on reruns as a kid in the 90s and early 2000s. Like if I was homesick, Gilligan's Island, Beverly Hillbillies, some Munsters. I didn't really vibe on the Munsters as much as like watching those crazy hillbillies be rich.
Yeah.
What do you think your favorite show that was mentioned in this movie is?
Oh boy, Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, it's
I
gotta be
watched
Gilligan's.
that all the time. I thought everything was
Star Trek.
hilarious.
I like Star Trek.
Star Trek,
That's right.
MASH,
That was a good one.
MASH.
and Gilligan's Island. Those are the three that were always on. At least the channels, the TV channels that I had access to
Yeah.
as a kid. That was like, if it wasn't a news program, it was one of those. There wasn't a lot of new programming that came on other than like, I'm trying to remember, like The Love Boat. I mean, there were certain shows during certain days of the week that it wasn't like today where it's like every channel has 20 shows, every like ABC, NBC, CBS, and now it's like there's 50 different channels and every one of them has 50 different shows.
Right.
It was slim pickings.
I used to
kinda
move
had to have
your
a favorite.
Aberdeers to get to one TV show. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what.
I mean, once we got cable, then it got a little bit different. I grew up in a period where I didn't have cable until I was in junior high.
Wow.
So
I like it wasn't in this movie, but Three's Company.
yes.
Classic.
Well, they kind of they kind of compared the family situation that he was in. It's like
Yeah.
there's three girls and three boys.
Brady
We're like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
I
The
love
Brady
the Brady-
Bunch.
yeah, that was-
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That,
I love
I
that.
watched a lot of that.
That was just that 60s, 50s, 60s era of just keep procreating.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that gets brought
Family
up.
Next
It's
Door.
like, the family next door with 8 kids.
And that was a fun detail where he pointed out, yeah, she always kept a very clean house and sent all the kids outside to play. Like, yeah, of course it's clean. All the kids are outside.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No
Can you
chaos
imagine?
inside. Yeah.
Imagine having 7 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I
Yeah.
better get to work.
Seven
Yeah.
seven brothers. Yeah.
That was I couldn't relate to that part being an only child. I still got a lot of the jobs because once I was strong enough to like help move stuff, Dad's like, all right, come help me get this thing done. Like, all right, I'll put my toys down or whatever.
Oh man.
It's still fun.
Different times.
Mhm.
Different times.
And we didn't actually take lunch with us very often. That was kind of a special treat.
When you took lunch with you?
When we took lunch with us,
Interesting.
yeah. Elementary school, it was always provided.
Yeah.
Junior high was always provided.
I
It was
think I
high
always
school.
got school lunch. I always had school lunch.
Always got school lunch. And when we hit high school, it was like I had to pay for it myself. So I was like, I'll
Yeah.
pack my own lunch how I want it. I'm
Yep.
gonna make my own food
Mm-hmm.
or go out if I had time. We had half an hour for lunch. So is that enough time to drive somewhere through a drive-through and then come back and then get back to class in time?
Depends how close. There's high schools now that just have like
Oh,
Pizza Huts.
yeah.
That's
In
so
the-
In
weird.
their schools?
Inside, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
weird, man.
And they
Blows my
have-
mind. We had the rectangle pizza with the cubed pepperonis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
So
gold at
so
Clark County High School.
I know that the schools that have that, the employees are students.
Oh, really? I mean,
That
that,
I've-
that
that
makes
I've
sense.
heard about it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
The ones that
that
I've heard
makes-
that's
yeah.
like the corporations like, yes, we'll train them, but you guys run it. So it's students that are
Makes
going
sense.
to like a job class to teach you this is what a job is. And
What grade would you guys want to repeat? What was your favorite grade growing up?
Ooh.
that's a good question.
What's your favorite grade so far? 6th grade was your favorite
Yeah,
because it was new.
sure.
Middle school,
Mhm.
freedom, multiple classes, the
Yeah.
good pizza. The same pizza?
It's the good pizza. It is not
The
a
same
good pizza.
pizza.
Not the good. It's not a good pizza.
I liked it. I'm
mean,
going to admit it.
I was a big
like
fan. I
The
was a big
Fiesta, the octagonal one, and not the square one.
Dan, if no one was looking, you'd go to 7-Eleven. Just it's fine. It's not. You shouldn't eat there, but
I don't know, but you
I
know.
think I'd repeat 7th grade, 7th or 8th grade.
I was leaning towards 7th grade for the reading because that's when I discovered Ray Bradbury and George Orwell. But I think for me, either junior or senior year of high school.
All right.
Because I finally had a core group of friends. We were through all the stress of like getting ready to like apply to colleges and just
I didn't apply to colleges.
for part of senior year, just coasting.
Yeah.
Just going, hey, all right, so this second to last class is done. We have a free period. Let's just go to the Tasty Freeze. We lived legitimately near a
Freeze.
Tasty Freeze.
Excellent.
Berryville had a Tasty Freeze. It
Very
might still be there.
cool.
And just hang out and then get back to school too late to go to band practice.
Nice.
Marching band practice.
Marching
Not cool
practice.
band, marching band.
Yeah. I would do high school over again. Yeah, I would do like freshman or junior year high school.
Oh, fresh.
Yeah. because that's where it's like, oh, I actually can take the classes I want, and I can actually
yeah.
And I started doing that, and I got interested in various like art things, and got in with the right crowds and people. And the high school I went to had 2,000 students.
Whoa.
Back in
Where was this?
1987, 88, 89, 90.
Wow.
Nebraska.
Lincoln, Nebraska, downtown. Yeah, Lincoln High School. It was the biggest school in the state. I think there might have been one in Omaha that was really close to that size, and this was a single building. Did not have outbuildings.
Wow,
didn't
single
have
building.
Single building with
Just
that
a
many
warehouse.
students. in it.
2,000 kids, just a warehouse of kids. Just
Yeah.
toss them into the warehouse.
Pretty much.
Throw some adults in there.
Yeah, public education. That's what I'm hearing.
exactly.
It's crazy. It's like discovering what it is to like you find yourself really fast in that kind of minutia of everyone's doing stuff. You can pick and choose what you want to do. You can sign up for what you want to do: sports, you want to do math, you want to do science, you want to do art, you want to
Yep.
what kind of art. There were clubs for everything.
Yeah, the broke classes in Clark County did not have all these options.
Yeah, no,
I
there was.
liked what I did, but we got to choose between either Spanish or French.
Yeah. Oh well, we had Spanish, French, German, and I think Chinese.
You're always bragging about how his language choices. We only had two.
Well, they got all the kids, so they got. I'm sure they got.
Well, I
all
mean, I
the
did grow up
languages,
near
yeah.
Appalachia, so it was like Spanish, French, and then how everyone talks like this, man.
What was the equivalent to the Apollo landing in terms of news events? What was the Apollo news event
not
in your
good. The Columbine shooting.
the Columbine
Actually,
shooting?
9/11.
9/11. Okay.
Like, yeah, those are both in middle school and high school for
Wow.
me. So
Remember-
not
remember-
good.
OJ.
Really?
OJ. That was high school.
Wow.
OJ was
You're not there yet.
driving down the
It'll
freeway.
probably be invading another Southern American country.
They had it coming.
Yeah.
They had it coming. I know a lot of Venezuelans who are very happy right now.
Yeah,
So
I've
that
heard
country
that
was
too.
not. That country was definitely not a happy place. So
Mine unfortunately, also-
It's hard segment doing.
yeah.
mine was a Challenger explosion.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
That
yeah.
happened when I was in school, and everyone's like, because we were watching it when it happened.
Yeah, I remember that. I was
It was
like
on the TV
I
in
was
the
like
classroom.
first or second grade when that happened.
And it was like, what? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting real bummed out that I can't think of like a big positive event that happened.
No positive events. Yeah. No.
When did the Berlin Wall fall? Who was in high school then? Were we too old?
Oh, that's 88.
We're too
right?
young. We're too
88?
young.
Elementary school.
I was 4 years old.
How about you? What's the
Yeah.
biggest news event from your
Young
history? Young
I think I know what the
history.
answer is
I
going to be.
don't. There's.
COVID.
I mean,
Yeah.
COVID.
I was going to let Otto answer.
Yeah.
No.
But besides COVID, I think honestly, like Charlie Kirk, that whole thing, because
Oh,
like a bunch of
yeah.
kids on the bus were like, all like, guys, you know,
Oh wow, that was
Yeah.
a big deal.
that was
yeah,
that was a huge.
that's crazy.
He's a national hero, according
Yeah.
to some people.
Yeah.
He's that generation's MLK. That's what they say, right?
I guess.
I'm done with the podcast.
No,
I'm
he's
done.
not.
No, it's I don't know.
Yeah,
It just seems weird because
it's a weird thing.
Some of us have certain opinions, and you have to just be open to all opinions and let people talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like he was like
Unfortunate.
but he was like an influencer, you know. People
was-
knew, like
yeah.
most people knew about him.
Oh,
and, like, those, yeah.
okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't
I
matter if
forget
you
about
actually agreed with him or not. You just knew of it.
Yeah.
And knew
Yeah.
he was there to do the influencer thing. And it's like against freedom of speech. And that's what people are against.
Oy.
Hey, Dan, let's pivot back to the movie or the beers.
Yeah,
Mike doesn't like politics.
Well, this
Yeah.
is like a podcast about movie and beers.
Yes. Well, no, I mean,
yeah.
Way off
there's
topic.
well, it's not. It is, and it is.
No, we
All
are.
So
Yeah,
what happens when you
cinema is a reflection of culture.
Yeah, and the culture is the 60s that we're talking about from the 60s era
Speaking
film.
of violent assassinations, yeah, the 60s
Yeah.
was filled with that too.
JFK.
JFK, MLK,
Vietnam.
JFK Jr. No,
JFK,
Yeah.
RFK,
yeah,
Yeah,
RFK.
yeah.
yeah,
Or that was
JFK and RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that were unfortunate. But yeah, it does mention and have footage of Mr. Cronkite.
It's real brief
Did you
about
know
it.
who that was? The guy who they kept, the old guy who was talking on screen about the news?
Walter,
Had the
Walter
beautiful
Cronkite, man.
mustache.
Yes. The walrus mustache.
Walter Cronkite. When did that guy pass away?
Oh,
Oh, he's still alive.
Had-
I'm in a bunker.
It's
Like that mom.
Oh,
like that mom
right,
says, he's
right,
hiding in a
right.
bunker.
He's frozen in a bunker somewhere. They're gonna
right next to
talked
Walt
about-
Disney's head.
Yeah, exactly.
2009.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute.
It's been a hot minute.
I mean, according to the internet, which is fake news
Yeah.
left and right. So who knows if that's true?
Yeah, so I think there's room in the swimming pool for all of the opinions expressed and all of the things that were talked about in this film because there was good and bad.
60s were nuts.
Yeah,
If you
there was
look at
a
it.
lot of social
Insane.
turmoil going on.
Oh, yeah,
Stuff
yeah.
we take for granted was because of what happened
Exactly.
in the 60s.
Civil rights.
Yes.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. That's the 60s.
Women had the right to vote until the 70s.
I was thrown there. I was
Insane.
thrown.
Which
That's
is
insane to think
crazy.
about.
I was thrown by him saying his mom was going to grad school, and I thought I didn't think women were allowed to go to. Cool, great.
Yeah.
I was
Back then they
delighted,
were.
but I thought it was later.
But it was there were only certain things they could go into. So if you ever saw, what was the movie about the 3 black women who were actual
Oh, Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures?
God, that movie's so
The
good.
one- that we got to put that on the podcast.
I was living. I was
That's a
living in Norfolk when I went to
really
see
good
it, and
film.
they were in like Norfolk when they're. God, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's really good. Have you
It's
seen that?
it's a little.
No.
It's a little saccharine in some points. Like Kevin Costner does a whole like knock down the bathroom sign thing, like colored bathroom thing. It wasn't that dramatic. He probably just said, "Hey, stop making them go this far. We need them to do the number."
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was a biopic.
Kind of.
Kind
Oh,
of.
kind of.
It was-
I'm not the biggest fan of biopics.
Yeah, so it's a story about some of the women who were involved with NASA and being able to have them solve problems, the math problems, in order for them to get to the moon. And
And they were black women, which at the time everyone just saw black people as like a second citizen. And
these are 3 women with PhDs in math. And
back when you had to do
yeah.
every calculation by hand on paper.
Yeah,
So they,
and
they
show
had
that
to be there.
They
So,
they
yeah.
showed them like in this giant room, like with a giant blackboard, like you see like in English or in England style colleges where the blackboard is the length of the wall
So
and they're
let's-
doing math this way.
So let's cover that movie another time.
Yes, but this is also it's relevant to the fact that it's part of history. They actually talk about that a little bit, where it's like everyone did their part. Everyone,
That was pretty cool. I like that.
The mom was a sewer who helped sew the uniform and the astronauts' gear together, and even though the dad, he was just doing his thing and shipping and receiving, it was still very important.
You gotta get that stuff. If you can't ship or receive stuff in, then you just don't have the gear to do it.
Yeah, so everyone had a part.
Well,
I
it
think
is a little
women
more-
could vote in the 60s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they've been able to vote since like
the 1920s.
Yeah.
But anyways, 60s were crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would know.
I watched a lot of movies. Of course I know.
You
Got
watch.
him.
I don't watch that.
It's the
many
same
movies.
thing. It's the same thing.
It was a really nice tone setting moment early on when the mom drove up. It's not all a bunch of the kids to the college, and the kids were like, "Is that a hippie? No, that's just a protester. Is that a hippie? Yeah, it's a hippie. They're not. Well, they're wearing bell bottoms.
Yeah,
okay.
okay, it's a hippie.
Again, mom's got her cigarette, just waving it around.
She's doing her thing. During the course of watching this really interesting film, I think it's worth watching and checking out.
Very underrated.
Very underrated. It was
Yeah, I didn't-
off the radar. I had not
didn't-
even heard of it.
I only
so-
heard of it through unnamed clips on TikTok, which people love just putting parts of movies and
Yeah.
never saying what the movie is. So I'm like, well, how do I Google this? This looks interesting.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out.
So, Otto, you had various snacks that you enjoyed during the course of the film.
Candy.
Candy.
Yeah,
And some of us had some beverages that we enjoyed during the course. So I think, let us recap briefly. So it's Apollo 10 and a half, A Space Age Childhood. This is done by Richard Linklater, who has done various films with this style before. I was
over 21 films.
Yeah, he's done a lot of
in,
stuff.
in total.
yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
I
it was
was.
that many.
We had known that this was going to be watched, so I was over at John's Marketplace yesterday, enjoying the free wine tasting and some other stuff that was going on, and picked out a couple of beers that, both with the name and can art, I thought were appropriate to something that it was animated and it was about teenage. So before we get into those, would you have picked something else to eat during the course of this film other than the candy that you had?
100%. The candy I had was not. No offense to people working at Airheads. I'm sure
You didn't like them?
No, they're
But
too.
you ate
they're
so
too,
many of them.
I know they're so addicting. You know.
It's sugar.
Yeah, it's
It's flavored sugar.
Yeah, but it's so sweet because I mean it's a sweet movie, kind of. But like, so I would expect
Kids
it
ate
to
candy.
Be,
Yeah.
I went for a big run before this movie, and so I was like, I need something.
Yeah.
I need sugar.
I wish,
loved it.
I wish there's Smarties at the convenience store because it's like a very Smarties
Smarties?
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of tart and sour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
Sweet
you. I
tarts.
got
I
you.
can see that.
Very cool.
Skittles.
What kind of popcorn?
Kind of popcorn.
What flavor of popcorn?
Caramel corn.
Caramel.
Kettle
What-
corn.
I would have gone
Is
to just
there-
straight kettle corn. That's
Is
just
there
butter.
a savory snack you'd recommend for this movie? Because I got an idea in my head.
What?
savory?
Standard potato chip. Just
Plain
standard,
old-
non...
Lays with like chili.
Fritos,
Fritos.
yeah.
Nah,
Frito-
nah, nah.
Fritos.
To stick local for where I'm, my hometown.
dude,
Route
Fritos.
11, Route 11, just standard chip, like salt.
Fritos are mentioned in the movie. They did Frito
Fritos with
pies.
chili, Frito
they
pies.
they went somewhere, and I think
I forgot about the
beach-
food montage.
Yeah.
No, they went to the beach,
Or it's the pool. It might have been the pool.
or might be
Pool,
the pool.
the pool beach.
Yeah.
It looked like they had a crock pot, and then they were opening a little. They cut off the side of the
I didn't
Fritos
catch that
bag
at
and
all.
poured that right in, and then
That's
threw some
cool.
cheese on top. And that's exactly what a Frito pie is. That's a very Texas thing. There's a few restaurants in Portland you can get that, but you just got to be careful when you order it because sometimes the chili be really hot,
Well,
spicy hot.
you could just wait or have a beer ready to cool it down.
No, not heat hot, spicy hot.
Yeah, have a beer ready to cool it down.
All right.
Dan's
say
becoming
so.
an amateur at eating hot chili, and Blake's a pro.
Do you not like spicy food?
I love spicy food.
I'm just razzing him.
I will shove a jalapeno whole in my mouth
And then die.
and then die from it and
So-
laugh later on.
No.
So I'm thinking chips. Just we were thinking like spicy.
Something spicy.
We were all talking a lot. I missed what you
Savory.
guys said, like
I
a
don't,
spicy
I don't,
chip.
I don't know if it's spicy would really work. Maybe like mild, something not too crazy.
They went to the drive-through, the drive-in,
The drive-in
in this,
a lot.
in this theater, and I
Got snow
remember,
cones.
yeah, snow cones, pizza.
Snow cones.
I remember going to the drive-in once.
This feels like a bad pizza movie.
I
Bad
could do,
pizza.
I could
With
do like a
like-
Little
yeah.
Caesars.
Or like
Yeah.
If you let
Little
if you let a
Caesars.
Costco sit for a few days.
The cheese or a pepperoni.
Yeah.
Either of those.
Real
Yeah.
classic pizza flavor. I
You
can
don't
see
have
that
to worry
with
about it
like,
being cold.
like some sort of hot sauce on it, maybe like a little bit.
Mm.
Or like-
Yeah.
little Cholula,
Yeah.
little Texas Pete.
Oh yeah,
I always keep Cholula in the house. Dad raised me right.
There you go. You
I
heard
was
it
happy
first.
with these beer though.
You heard it first here. Yes, exactly. So,
Damn, I want some pizza real bad.
40 IPA.
that will be after we're done here, if it's not too late. So we had a couple of beers. The first one was called Teenage Rules, and this is a West Coast style Pilsner from a brewery from Phoenix, Arizona called Roses by the Stairs.
Finally, something good out of Phoenix.
I know. We've had a beer for an episode from this brewery before. I don't remember which one it was, but I do
Wow.
know it was good.
Way to produce, Dan.
Sorry, I could have looked it up, but I forgot to. So 4.9% doesn't have an IBU. It's got Simcoe Cryo. So cryo hops are a more condensed what you would do dry hopping with. American Noble Nectaron, which is going to give it a lot of that very citrus, like orange pithy kind of thing. And then American Noble Superdelic. And Superdelic is going to give it that kind of a little bit more floral hit, I think.
It's like Delic but Kryptonian, right?
Yeah. So, for those that had it, any thoughts on this? And
I can get the pithy orange vibe.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I love any beer that has a lot of citrus to it, and it's usually like IPAs or hazies. But if a Pilsner's got it, I'm on board.
When I opened it, I got notes of pine.
yeah, there's a little bit of hit. There should be some pine
I
in
missed
there
that
too.
entirely. This can art is so good.
So
I don't just get this tattooed like all across your back. Your dad's probably cool with it.
crazy
Do it.
artwork on the can.
Do it.
A lot of hand drawn crazy artwork on the can. It's very teenagey, and that's why I picked it up because I'm like, this one's about teenagers, and they do some crazy stuff sometimes. So the official word that they have on their website about this beer is a blending bright citrus pomelo and grapefruit, berry notes with pine, subtle green tea, and a clean finish. Does that make sense?
Well, I didn't spill on myself, so I'd say I finished it clean. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was very clean when I finished
Yeah.
it.
Debit.
The Simcoe and Nectaron are where you're going to get most of the flavor profile from. So can't complain. Really drinkable, crushable. Did it go with the film? Because it was kind of like the guy's drinking Falstaff in the car, and there's Falstaff sign that's on the wall, and I'm like, I could have got Falstaff, but let's not go there. It's worse than PBR.
Ugh.
It's
Yeah,
bad.
PBR doesn't treat me well anymore. No, I thought it worked really well. It was a nice light flavor. It was a good, like, not distracting, but like a good tasting beer to go with a movie. I'm like sitting and just, you don't have to do a lot of heavy thinking. The most heavy thinking I did was like wondering, why is he getting recruited by the NASA? Is this like a imagination thing? And
It's
that was the
imagination
most,
thing, totally.
but that was the most hard thing I had to do. I just sit and enjoy the ride. Like we said before, Linklater's about vibes.
It's all about the
this
vibe.
beer is a very vibe beer. Randall,
Really
follow that
all
up.
about
Yeah, drop
vibes.
the
Yeah,
mic.
it's all about the vibes. I mean, you had a bunch of different
good.
stuff, but yeah. So thoughts on this very quaffable?
Just a simple, quaffable beer.
Yeah,
Enjoyed it.
right on.
I started with a cider. I don't remember where the cider was from. What was the cider?
That was a
Seattle cider? Seattle
no,
Brewing?
no, no. It was Portland Cider Company.
Portland cider. Always love those. And then I followed up with this one.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
That's a good combo.
I enjoyed it.
Pretty good stuff. And then so I think if you were to start this film, or if you're going to watch along, as they said, they were doing really low end beer in the film. You can do that. You really can. I want to say this, and hopefully it won't piss you all off. You can just listen to the film. You don't have to watch the film because of the level of narration.
There is a lot of narration. You could
In
close
theory,
your eyes.
close your eyes
Yeah,
and
just be
like I'm gonna go pee and I
maybe.
can hear it, and I don't need. I'm not missing anything because I can hear it.
There are powers at Netflix who are pushing for movies like that because they want to do second screen experience, which I do not agree with because a film should be watched. But I see what you're getting at. I feel like there's enough like visual stuff happening. You would do better watching it if you're pressed for time and you really want to see this and you just don't have the time to sit and watch it. Like watching while you're doing dishes or something. Okay, yeah, that's as far as I will go to support this inane idea of not watching a film.
On my third watching, I will second screen something, or I will do a different activity and I'll just listen, or maybe I'll just put my headphones in,
That
put on my phone.
I'll
and
make
just,
sure you not watch it a third time, so you don't do that.
Ooh, all right.
maybe
I don't
I'll
get
just
it.
go for a walk. I'll go for a walk and I'll
Yeah,
just
go for
put
a
it
walk.
on.
Yeah, just put it on. It's like
It's like you could totally enjoy it.
Or you sit
Literally
and watch
this-
it enough times that you have it memorized, like I have with a couple of movies.
I
Just recite to yourself as you walk.
literally it's described so well in the narration. That's why I'm saying it's not a bad thing that you don't have to see it to understand what's going on, because it's just a story being told. It's a really well narrated
But you miss the little minute pieces of his dad being a little too firm with the oldest son, telling him to hold the wheel while he gets another beer.
That's when
Well,
you have
that's true.
the
There's a-
spoken subtitles turned on.
Correct.
Nah.
Yeah,
Then you
there
can't hear
you go.
Jack Black with his twang.
Yeah, there's the type of subtitles that describes everything
Yeah.
on the screen.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you just turn that on and then have the computer read it to you. It's the same experience.
I don't know if it's the same experience.
It's the same. There's no difference.
Have you ever done that?
Done what? Like,
Watch second screen something like you're just hearing what's going on and not paying attention to it.
No, I respect the artists
You
involved
watch
in
all the
film.
movies you watch.
Yeah,
But there's going to be a point.
I care.
I put my phone in the other room.
Yeah, I like.
I've started just put it on the table. So if it buzzes, like if I don't respond to you immediately, Dan, it's because I'm doing something where
You're
it's away from my
actively
body.
choosing.
I
to
have a
be away
status
from
on my
it,
phone
yeah.
that just says watching a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dab it up, baby.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
lost my new best friend. Sorry, Dan.
No, it's
You're
all
number
good.
2 now.
It's a good one.
It's all
Randall,
good.
you're tied with number 2.
No, settle.
Interesting. So find a Pilsner or something light to go with the movie,
so.
because I think that
Something light.
something light and crisp and,
Yeah.
and clean. Maybe
No,
some
I feel
flavor.
like the second beer also worked, and that was a little more going on.
It was
with
like 7.5%. So the second one we did was from
Sounds like
Binary
chatty.
Brewing called QWERTY IPA. So, do you know what the word QWERTY means?
Like QW, like the first few.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a phrase back when keyboards weren't all labeled and managed and had the buttons all in the same place.
What?
Believe
I don't
it or
think I
not.
knew about that.
There was a period of time
I just knew it was
where
QWERTY
that
'cause-
happened.
I just knew it was QWERTY because that's what it looks like on the keyboard.
It is. So
Yeah.
if you're typing on a standard American keyboard, that is the QWERTY keyboard, and that's what
The
this
keyboard.
keyboard. Yeah. So the
Keyboard. The QWERTY keyboard.
Love
the
you.
Binary Brewing QWERTY IPA. So this is a really nice. It's a like
I
stone
love the
fruit
mascot.
and juicy. Yeah, it's got a cute little animated.
Sorry, I
dude.
didn't mean to interrupt. I was just so stoked about the
Oh
mascot.
no! It's this cute animated looking thing, and I was like, oh, we're watching an animated show, so it kind of makes sense, and it's about technology and future and science. So
yeah, he really harps on how hopeful things were, but then mentions dystopia. Like they're
yeah,
everything named Astro. I thought was really fun.
yes.
The rocket took off.
Boom! There we are. Thoughts on this one? Because
Let me tell you, 'cause I'm about to sip a little more right now.
Yeah.
I will say that I'm a bigger fan of the Dvorak keyboard over the QWERTY keyboard.
What is the Dvorak keyboard? Or is this something I'm not aware of?
It is a keyboard layout that actually was designed in 1936.
Ooh.
That supposedly, if you learn it, you will type much faster.
Have you learned it?
Nope, it's on my bucket list.
It's a bucket list.
Going to
Yeah.
space, learning to type with weird keyboards.
You might want to move those around a little bit. It might be easier.
Oh yeah, man, it's
So-
just true.
So understand that even on the phone you're looking at right now, you can change the keyboard layout to
can
different
cha- you
kinds.
can change
Even you
That
can
sounds
change it to
hellish.
different languages, different because
I should
different
start
languages don't
practicing.
have an English
No, yeah.
alphabet. It's whatever alphabet that language has,
I love it.
with different symbols for all the different kinds of accents and stuff. And I'm sure if you Googled it or looked it up on the Play Store or Apple Store or whatever you've got, you could probably find that keyboard layout that he's talking about.
You can buy these on Amazon, and you can change it on your
Yeah.
computer, and it'll totally work.
I can barely type without typos right now. I don't need to be
I
changing.
know, but like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just bored.
Maybe I'll just. Is there a jitterbug setting where it's like the huge dial tone? I can just slap it with my hand.
I do need a job. I do need a job.
That's gonna make you $1 million.
Yeah, so maybe I'll
One
specialize in this kind of.
Basketball.
Who needs a Dvorak typist?
I can dictate
I
faster.
mean,
than
we
you
are in
can.
Portland. There's
Damn.
probably someone who's looking.
I'm
for
sure there's got to be somebody. There's got to be
So-
somebody.
What are your typing skills at right now? Like, can you type on a normal
I
keyboard?
can type.
I don't know if they really
I'm not-
track it anymore,
do they
Dan.
do they teach typing?
Yeah, we
in
did
school.
like typing class. Or
Do you prefer voice if you have the option, like
No.
dictating? I don't.
No, because that then like the computers or whatever is going to be listening to everything. Then
well,
They already are.
They
I
already
mean,
are.
yeah,
yeah, if
I'm
you're
just-
typing it in, it's
yeah,
already
it's already-
it's watching that.
I don't know. Just
I get what you're saying, Otto. Like, I feel more like in control if I'm using my hands. If you hit that flow where it's just like,
yeah.
it's not the same as playing piano, but like it feels like I'm just in the flow. It's like, all right, this is great. But when I'm speaking, I get my own way in my head so often that I don't get the ideas out the way I want. I overspeak, and there's a lot of don't cut those because that's for
Yeah.
example.
Mhm.
Dan
No,
loves
no,
cutting
no.
our uhs out.
Yeah, we all stutter and say those kinds. We have those, we have those built into how we speak to each other normally, and we accept those as part of our dialogue. And what we say.
Absolutely.
But on a podcast, not so much. But it's cool. Practice, because you're going to get a job where you're going to have to type, or you're going to have to like email responses, or if you're taking notes during something. I mean, yeah, okay. So they have AI models now that will listen and take the notes for you.
Ooh, if you want to really wow them,
But-
master your handwriting and become a handwriting expert.
It like writing cursive.
Shorthand.
Do you know what
Yeah.
cursive is?
Learn shorthand.
Short
That's another
what?
one of my
Shorthand.
dreams.
Oh, shorthand is crazy, dude.
It's
I-
basically like
I studied
it's
it a
essentially
little bit.
hieroglyphics.
Yeah,
But
it's
for, like,
hieroglyphics. It's
to get
totally
across. It's similar to what they do for
Stenography.
stenographers. Yeah, for courts, so they can just like
court stenographers. They actually type the symbols that they would normally
Mhm.
write, and the symbols then get converted into words.
yeah, dude, it's
So
crazy.
they can press. So the keyboard they type on is only like 30. There's like 30 keys, but the keys are squared off, and I've seen it once, and it may just have been that specific stenography machine, but literally they're pressing multiple buttons at the same time, and it will, based on how hard they press down, and I'm sure it's all dictation now. It's all voice text.
Because people in
Voice to
court
text.
say a lot of important
Really
things you have
fast.
to have on record
Mm.
for
Every
making the
single
court
word
case.
has to be.
Are we
recorded.
blowing your mind right now?
No, I don't know. Just yeah. I
great.
mean, like the only.
Do you want to stop
handwriting-
watching movies and just like practicing typing?
There's your second screen experience.
Like-
You're watching movies while watch movies and type
Type
on
what they
stenography.
say.
what they
Yes.
say.
Type what they say. So,
Exactly.
I got-
I could just like copy the screenplay online. You know.
So,
Oh,
no,
so a
did it
skill
again.
set,
Same.
Did it
a skill
again.
set that has gotten me
Not the same.
partly where
take it.
where I am right now is
Works for
because
me.
I could. It's not dictation, but I can write what people are saying pretty fast. I can follow a conversation in a meeting really, and movies would be the same thing. You don't necessarily know exactly what they're going to say when they're going to say it, so you type out what they're doing, and that would be a great way to teach kids because it's not easy to do, and it requires multiple ways of listening to what's going on around you and
Yep.
paying attention to not just a single thing, because you're going to start typing a sentence that somebody says and then somebody else is going to start speaking, and you need to be able to go back to that and continue
better-
with that
Yeah, I
thought.
can-
as
Your
it-
generation needs to figure out how to solve hard problems like climate change. So start figuring out how to type.
There's a climate club at my school.
Wow.
It should
Hell
start
yeah,
with
dude.
typing.
Yeah, but most of the kids
awesome.
are just,
Okay.
are there because they don't
You
want to be.
think about this: if you
learning
use less
things.
energy when you're typing, you're actually saving the planet.
Okay, there you go. You're not using an online model to do the work for you.
Exactly.
You're doing it physical manual labor.
So Dan, this is an India Pale Ale.
IPA.
Thank you, Blake.
Where
You're welcome.
are those letters on the keyboard? Can you describe where those letters are
Top
on
left.
the keyboard? Top.
So this is
too fast.
this is considered a modern Northwest.
No, I'm double
IPA.
checking my work.
So stone fruit, citrus, not too bitter, dank
Boom, what's up,
aroma,
dog?
and
Oh,
lots of dry
Make
hopping.
Make
There you
this the
go.
image for the screenshot. Just our group chat.
Yeah, there you go.
We're desperately trying to make time for us to record.
Anyway, we're digressing a bit. But,
QWERTY as the
okay, second beer was interesting. IPA was not super dank, weird, hard flavored.
I wonder if Brian would like it because it didn't seem super hoppy.
It has a lot of IBUs, but again, here we go. IBU doesn't necessarily equate to flavor.
Right.
It can be the IBUs, the alpha acidity, bitterness that's reflected in the amount of leftover chemicals when you make the beer. So good flavor profile. I thought the first one had just as much kind of hop forwardness as the second one. It's just a different flavor profile and with a different amount of malts to kind of support it with.
What are the odds?
So what do you point out?
Sorry, the copy at the bottom says no Dvoraks allowed. I wasn't going to distract, but like it just straight up said,
Oh my god! It does say that.
That's amazing.
it's a post-holiday miracle.
It's a miracle,
or at least a weird coincidence.
Okay.
No, I thought this was really good. I feel like it kind of matches the movie. There's not more drama at the back end, but it's like
Yeah.
things feel more tense, if nothing else, for the mom and dad, like really pushing how important the space landing is.
Yeah.
And then that back and forth of like our protagonist remembering being on Apollo 10 and a half and then actual Apollo 11 landing. So I feel like it wasn't a huge step up from the beer and like heft that kind of matched the not huge step up. Like
It was one small step for a beer,
that.
One giant leap for our
one
alcoholism.
giant can.
Yeah, what up, boys? That was perfect.
Yeah, no, it does.
Thank you. That's
When
exactly
they're
what I was
watching
trying to
it,
say.
it goes through that audio. That's the actual audio
Yeah.
from the moon landing.
Is that audio in the public domain?
It
Or-
is.
Okay. That makes
You can find it. I've heard it. I told them, I was like, I've heard this sampled in so many different techno and
Which is such
electronica
a great
songs.
place to hear it. I love it.
Yeah, because it's just like, it is. It really happened, and this is the sound it sounds like, and also a lot of sampling of like Star Trek and Star Wars.
So
and
Otto,
all
when
the
we make our
space movies.
superhero movie I'm writing, we'll put that in there a bunch.
Okay.
You'll go step in the steps that they made, as you said that
Don't worry, we're gonna make it cool.
Friday. All right. Any other thoughts on this? Thank you for suggesting it, but any
Good call.
closing
Good
thoughts?
suggestion.
Yeah, thank you. I've been meaning to watch it.
Enjoyed.
Any other thoughts? No, not really. Watch it.
It's
if
worth
you-
watching
Which you
once.
probably haven't. 'cause-
Hydrate.
Yeah, hydrate or dehydrate.
Hydrate.
Yeah.
Hydrate.
I don't know. Find something savory to eat with it.
Yeah.
Or to watch with
Have
it.
some like potato chips or some
What's a good follow-up film?
a good follow-up film.
Like, what would you recommend to watch after this film?
Like if you're doing a double feature kind of thing.
Yeah,
Let me.
because apparently they
Well,
did a
while
lot
you-
of that in the 60s.
While you think about it,
Back to backs.
back to
I
backs.
mean, I would just go real easy and say this go into Dazed and Confused.
That doesn't count. I don't think.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
bummer.
I mean,
how's that not count?
I mean,
That's
no.
a movie. That
You know,
can
no,
count.
true, that's
Randall,
You could-
I will take. I love being challenged on like a
Oh.
movie double feature. I will take it.
All right.
My heart's broken, but I'll take it.
I would watch one of the horror movies that they talked about.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
one of the ones that I went to
Ooh.
like the drive-in theater to
That's
see.
fun.
They talked about a bunch of different space films that
Yeah.
like, hey, we went to there and the Russians were already there, but they died because the capsule crash landed.
Like those B movies.
Yeah, those old, really bad black and white B movies or the
Yeah.
really bad Technicolor ones.
All
that
right,
are
I know.
so
I know what to
bad.
recommend. Watch this and then Apollo 13.
I
Yeah.
And then you watch the documentary about Apollo 11.
Yeah, and then that Room 24 thing where
Room
someone
24.
pushes
Yeah.
pushes at the Kubrick for sure. directed the
Room 234.
Yeah.
237.
so.
room 283, just the whatever the hotel.
I can't
was.
remember the
Yeah.
number, but yeah,
Two.
that movie.
I was
But a good follow-up to this movie, I think Punch Drunk Love. Something about this film and Punch Drunk Love, at least for me, kind
Ooh.
of something about that.
We watched that for the
Yeah.
podcast, didn't we?
Yeah. I think
Licorice
so.
Pizza, another PTA,
PTA.
kind of, and that's more of a Days Confused though.
I kind of
Like,
want to watch
more-
that. Would you recommend it?
Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer other Paul Thomas Anderson movies, like,
Mhm.
but like
I
I
liked
still
it.
yeah.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's
As
no-
I was hearing, it wasn't his best effort, but a lot of people seem to really enjoy
yeah,
it.
it was definitely like his childhood because he
right.
he was a
right.
kid when in the 70s.
He took
And,
a real, yeah, that was a good movie.
Oh, who's that actor? Played Branch in Big Lebowski. Philip Seymour Hoffman's
Yeah.
son.
Cooper Hoffman.
Wow.
Cooper Hoffman. That's a good name.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
American Graffiti. That's more of a Days
Yeah.
Confused though. Yeah.
mm.
I think that was before the American Graffiti was 50s, wasn't it?
No,
Oh,
60s.
no,
Where were you in
60?
62?
It was 70.
Damn, call me out. I got autocorrected. Thank you.
70.
Oh my god, that's so good. You have to have a radio show where you just like burn people. It's
Yeah.
like, you got auto corrected.
Ooh.
All right.
Right.
Settle
So-
down.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
the idea of shock radio.
I think we all really enjoyed the film. Find something interesting and fun if you are of age to drink, or find some potato chips and or dip or something to
A savory snack.
a savory snack to
tasty
go
drink.
along. Yeah. Thanks for listening, and as mentioned before, you should.
If find a filter put over this so it sounds like I'm Walter Cronkite, or like the space landing. Hydrate or you'll dehydrate.
Well, that was pretty close.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
If you don't, I'm going to put your nose in a little circle on the concrete wall. And I'm going to beat your ass.
Beat you. Out of violence.
That's not a corporal punishment. Like, that was a thing.
That was
It
just
was.
it was
Matt-
just accepted that you could
Yeah.
smack your friends' kids' butts if you smack.
Get that wooden spoon out, baby. Oh, don't
Paddle.
ever.
Oh, that's a paddle.
No, you don't want that. Or when Dad says, "Go get the belt."
Yeah.
I got friends who were told to go get switches.
Yeah,
they grew up in the South.
switches.
No fun. No, thank you.
I was just
Aren't you lucky?
I was talked to like an adult and said, "Hey, don't do that. It's not good to do." Oh, okay.
Can you imagine?
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. That hurts.
The
Don't do
last
that.
thing I hate.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining and hanging out, as always.
Look forward. This is Blake saying, "Look forward to when we have Otto on next time to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 1970s version."
Here we
This is
go.
Randall saying, live long and prosper.
There you go.
This is Otto, and drink some water.
Drink some water. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I need to
Don't
drink
eat the
some water.
sour airheads. They're too sweet.
Yeah.
I loved them.
That's Dan saying it.
They're so good.
All right. Thanks for checking us out and listening. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.
Bye.